Last time on Desperate Attune, Bidrohi took the crew out for a celebratory night at the Chipped Cup. The crew and the Blue Smoke Troop were in high spirits as they sampled expensive drinks and engaged in a game of Sword Twister, which is like Twister, but with swords. Two people were absent from the festivities, Saeeda and Don John, the Blue Smoke Troop manager. Saeeda was looking for some advice ahead of their striking as Jasper and felt that Don John was best placed to help. He told her that Hazenixus had his eyes on the crew and would know about any move they made, but there was a way to plant some false information to waylay their suspicions and buy some breathing room. Grateful for the help, Saeeda offered some information of her own. The Prince of Beginnings was already upon them, and it was best that Don John hear about it directly from her. Upon hearing this, Don John had more to add. The demon Ixus appeared to have faked his own death, perhaps in anticipation of the Prince of Beginnings' return, perhaps to somehow take advantage of it. Meanwhile, Bidrohi was making up with Mumtaz. When they took a break to speak, Mumtaz expressed her guilt over putting him in danger. Her romance scam on Anishan Rakis was coming to a close, and while by all means she should be laying low afterwards, she felt like she could not leave Bidrohi again for months. Yet staying with him meant giving his enemies an opening that they could exploit. Bidrohi assured her that all would be well and that he thrived on danger. This was good, because exactly that kind of danger was close by. Tamira, Clem's wife and rival, was also present and had been watching the spectacle with great interest. When Mumtaz left for the back rooms, Tamira sensed the opportunity and followed with ill intent. Thank you for listening to Desperate Attune. You can support us with a one-time donation on Ko-fi or for $1 a month on Patreon for access to bonus content such as post-game banter and a newsletter from Tree.
Uduasha City, where the sun is a mirror and the moon a shadow, where dancers cavort in forbidden operas, making love to forgetting and flame, where the wealthy play at war with silver swords and silken sashes, where the people mine the dead heart of a burning star for cannonballs and pipework, and where 1,000 secrets hide in a forest of paper and ink. Here, the 5 keybearers reside, the 5 who know the secrets of the broken gates of death. 5 only. There is no 6th spire, forlorn and forgotten in the desert. There is no one who looks to the displaced, the poor and destitute and landless, whose ancestry has been stripped from them by foreign looms and foreign sparkcraft, and no one has ever heard of the House of Ending. But this is their story. Their roots pulled up and burned, they stand in filth up to their necks, and that is precisely why they must keep their heads ever high. Welcome to Uduasha, immigrant. May it fear the name of the house you will build. Welcome to Desperate Attune, an actual play podcast about characters with their identities in peril, played by an international cast devoted to fiction-first gaming, collaborative world-building, and complex character drama.
Am I interrupting something?
Mumtaz, I think, is the first to answer, and she says, yes, actually, I was going to get changed.
Don't let me keep you. Tamira?
Yeah. Oh, it's you again. Hello, Clem. Tamira says.
Any reason why you followed a girl to a changing room?
Well, I thought I might look into getting myself something new as well. Something nice, you know. Maybe I'll wear it to the opera. Alright. What's this about? Why are you following me? Why are you even here, Clem?
Why are you even here?
Yeah. There's like a tense standoffishness. While...
Well, I asked you first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's how this works, right? Like...
Yeah. And she sighs and she says, I'm here because I heard there was a great party going on. And I'm also here because, well, the drinks. I'm in the business, you know how it is.
Still didn't find the Black Veil. 600?
Yeah, she goes a little cold hearing this thing, and she says, they're opera performers. They don't have that degree of taste, Clem. They just need something strong. And now Mumtaz is mildly offended.
Well, I'm sorry that the party isn't to your tastes. Maybe you should leave.
Well, not that it's any of your business, but I'm actually here to work. Unlike you, who seem to have taken up rather a dilettante lifestyle. I like the pauldron. She points at your...
Thank you.
But anyway, I was here for you, darling, she says, turning around to Mumtaz, now pointedly ignoring you, like turning a shoulder towards you. And she just says, because I thought you might be in the need of some interesting substances? You and your troop? And yeah, she is just making a move on the Blue Smoke troop. And unless you stop her, it's going to work, because Mumtaz is in fact in need of various like sedatives and other substances, because she's about to rob a really rich guy, and quality poisons and stuff would be very helpful.
Get her, Clem.
I think, so Clem is going to stalk across the changing room. Go, no, eyes on me, Tamira. Come on. And I think make to back Tamira into the wall, away from Mumtaz.
Okay, sure. Yeah, it's some sort of action roll, and I think it's risky. Tamira is here alone. She doesn't have her like thugs and stuff around, but she's a resourceful woman. I don't think it's controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're cornering her. Yeah.
I feel like this is probably a command. Yeah, threatening. That sort of thing going.
Absolutely.
Would having a gut wound in this affect it, or would that be more intimidating?
I feel like it plays in here, actually, because you're still relying on your physical strength and presence. And if you're like limping slightly, I think the wound, unfortunately, is a problem here. So command with -1 die, risky standard. And your standard effect is you can corner her and scare her. That's...
Oh, I don't want to scare her.
Okay, well, corner her.
Were you going to assist, Mushfiq? You can, but I can assist for free.
I was going to assist by... how can I assist?
Mushfiq is also there.
No, I'm gonna assist by having told Clem at length about how bad the tea is here, so she can, so Clem can make Tamira feel bad about that.
Oh, really? Here for the drinks?
Yes. Very good.
What kind of hedonist are you coming over here for the tea? Get out of here.
I know exactly what you like.
Yes. Good. Okay. Well, fair enough. You have a bonus die for insulting her tastes. That does seem like it would work on her. So,
flaunting
okay,
of saying
so that
my
compensates
word.
So that compensates for your -1. So now your risky standard 0 bonus dice.
Fantastic. Any devil's bargains to be had here?
Okay. What's a cool devil's bargain? Okay.
Mumtaz used to have a drug problem.
Oh no.
Yeah. Now I think an interesting devil's bargain is I'm gonna lean into Mumtaz being scared of you. She doesn't know what's going on. Someone turned up, was like, hey, I want to sell you some drugs for your big score, and then someone threatens the person. Right? I think your devil's bargain is simply Mumtaz disappears. She's a talented thief. She's not gonna stick around while people have some sort of shakedown. So you will lose track of her. And this is also a downside for Bidrohi, because I think she's leaving the party. The situation has gotten too hot for her.
But I was about to get laid.
No.
Yes, I know.
Clem's a bro. Clem's wingmanning for Bidrohi here.
Okay,
2 thumbs
so you're
up.
not taking the devil's bargain.
No. Sounds good. Let's see how it goes. Maybe I should have taken the devil's bargain.
Yes,
Why don't you
it's a
roll
1 and a
another
1.
die just so we find out?
You didn't. You can roll
No,
another die
it's
if you want
fine.
to see if it would have made the difference. No?
I'm just curious.
Okay,
I know
well,
this is not how probability works.
So,
Succeed.
Mumtaz,
No, it's fine.
Mumtaz watches this confrontation, and she sees it, and Tamira is backed into a corner very effectively, and she says, Oh, you want to monopolize my attention now, do you? Well, I'm here to make a sale, but thank you for helping out with it, dear, she says, and she pets your cheek with contact poison to make you pass out.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, you can resist it. Absolutely.
I'm resisting that. And I think
Break the
it's by,
wrist.
yeah, it's by Clem taking her wrist in their hands.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
oh, yeah, I'm going to lean into it, moving even closer,
Mm-hmm.
like inches away from her face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Prowess?
Well, it's a prowess resist. Yeah, let's start there.
Fantastic. That was not stressful at all.
You roll a 6, but you've still failed the roll, which I think means Tamira still has the initiative. So you grab her hand, she smiles and looks into your eyes, and she says, "Oh, bummer. I really thought you were going to be useful for once in your life, Clem."
Is Tamira the kind of person who says bummer?
Apparently, yes.
You know, I think we should murder this person.
Who am I supposed to have my tormented psychosexual relationship with now?
Yes.
Mushfiq bye. Mushfiq bye.
Yes. Anyway,
You could also try Al-Qadar Al-Khatam, but yeah, sorry, go on.
I think, since you failed the roll, right, she doesn't poison you. You reduce the consequence of this to limited, which, let's just say you resist the consequence altogether. You still fail the roll, though, which means that you haven't convinced her or Mumtaz of anything. Tamira is just, like, irritated, but happy to have a chat with you, and, yeah. So she told you she thought you were going to be useful for once in your life. What do you do?
Clem's going to kiss her to make her shut the fuck up.
Ah, fantastic.
Bad.
Skirmish time.
You
Skirmish.
think she doesn't have contact poison also on her lips?
Oh, come on, yeah.
No, that's what she was drinking the tea with.
Uh-huh.
Man.
Be logical.
Yeah.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're right. She definitely wasn't drinking the tea because the tea is specifically laced with that antidote to the poison. Yep.
Yeah.
The poison
Yeah.
for Clem. Clem's
So,
poison.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Clem's poison, indeed.
That means you just have to lick the antidote out of her teeth.
Oh my god, that's disgusting. Don't do that.
I'm going
sorry.
to give you a choice, Clem, I think. Either we can make this a roll,
Mhm.
and you can, like, if you succeed the roll, you can say what happens. Or, and I think this is a real possibility, what people have just said does happen, and you do get to kiss her, you do get the upper hand on her, but she gets to poison you for free. It just won't, act immediately. So it's up to you whether you want to take a gamble here, or if you just wanted to kiss her, get poisoned with the slow-acting poison, and, but still shut her up.
You picked the wrong day to have a gut wound.
I did, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Is it every day a wrong day to have a gut wound though?
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
not
so.
for Clem.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes the right time to have a gut wound is when there's a hot doctor on the premises.
Mhm.
You know,
You
Grey's
make
Anatomy
a good
style.
point. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's up to you whether you want to risk it or just take both the success and the consequence. I think the latter can make perfect sense here.
Yeah, I think I'll take the success and the consequence.
Yeah.
Because this gut wound is killing me right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, you kiss her, and you get poisoned. And, yeah, she is a little bit overwhelmed. Like, for once, you do shut her up, not just physically by blocking her mouth, but also you take her breath away. She is surprised and overwhelmed. We can't do the copyright.
Oh shit! That's the reason, huh? Okay, that's good to know. Okay,
What was
never
that?
mind.
Yes. Anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Clem, you fully have the initiative here. You kiss her, you pull away, she breathes in shock and surprise, and you have a couple of moments before the poison sets in. What do you do?
Oh,
Physically and emotionally.
Yeah.
What would Mushfiq do?
what would Mushfiq do? Indeed.
From whose perspective? Like, if Mushfiq was Tamira?
No, don't think about it. Clem, don't think about that. Just answer the question. What would Mushfiq do?
Hookshot away.
Hook shot away. The situation has gotten awkward.
Fuck! I didn't make a hook shot. Oh shit, they're fucking haunted. They're going to kiss her again. They don't have
Okay.
horrible times. They're
Okay.
traumatized,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. Okay. So you're just making out with her in the changing room. Lovely. Okay.
They're drunk.
Now I think now I think the situation has changed. So she was totally here to like interrogate and question Mumtaz. That was the entanglement role. This has now effectively been upgraded and made worse. So unless you resist this, Clem, first of all, you can't resist passing out because you accepted that consequence.
Yeah.
So you are passing out. But unless you or someone else you resists this, she's just gonna kidnap you instead for questioning.
Oh.
Like she wanted to learn more about your crew, but you know way more about the crew than Mumtaz.
I think that if it's okay with you, Clem, I would like to say they would like to resist. Because, as previously discussed, poison is literally one of the things that we're on the lookout for.
Yes.
Like I mentioned that at the beginning, thinking, "Oh yeah, I am," but like I'm just saying it, and it turns out it's very relevant. And I think in this case, the way that Saeeda's resisting is that, like after that meeting, which I think happened fairly early on in the night, they are just like keeping an eye on the crew, right? Like they've decided that's their job.
Okay. Cool. If you roll a resistance roll, then you can just appear in the scene and we'll keep it going. So Mumtaz is still here. Clem is here, but like falling unconscious. And Tamira is here. So start by rolling a resistance roll to appear in the scene.
Why is Mumtaz still there?
She hasn't had a chance to escape. 2, she hasn't had a chance to get changed. 3, this is kind of hot. Like,
Also,
not gonna lie.
Somehow both hot and funny.
Yes.
Hot and
Aren't the
pathetic.
hottest things always funny though?
Yeah.
They're not, but I wish they were.
Yeah, that's what Bidrohi is all about.
Yes.
Indeed. Do you think it's insight to realize what's going on, or prowess
Yeah,
to
I
get
think
here fast enough?
I think it's insight to realize what's going on. This is much more about keeping tabs on everything that's happening, I think.
Makes sense. I get 1 bonus die because
For all we know, you could be literally in the next room. That would make sense, actually, because you were in a supply closet and this is a changing room. They're probably very near each other. So
That's true. The supply closet is surprisingly big, right? But from the outside, it does seem like a supply closet. I rolled a 4.
Yeah, so you take 2 stress and appear to see this. And as Saeeda appears, how I'm going to frame it like this, Clem, you have a temporary level 3 harm, which means that you can push yourself to act. So I'm not taking you out entirely of the scene, but you are like very, very groggy, and it will cost you stress to do anything other than to like slump down and lie around. So you can still fight the poison, but it'll cost you stress.
I think I appear, I see what is going on, and I will say, now, which of you wants to be murdered first?
What a thing to say.
Oh, Saeeda.
Probably
yeah.
Tamira.
Yeah. Mumtaz looks your way, and she goes, "I'm just trying to get changed."
You are one of the people hosting us, and my friend couldn't tell an elephant if it tore her head off. Right now. You see the look in Clementine's eyes? Yeah, that's what that means. So either you're in on this or you're incompetent. And you're the one Clementine has a history with, aren't you? Yeah, I've heard about you.
Yeah, Tamira
no.
sighs, I think, and she says, "Oh no, Clem, talk first."
No.
That's it. That's all Clementine says, huh? That's
Yes.
great. I love it. Yeah.
Yes. Tamira, I think, says, "I am here to make a sale in which this person unwisely interfered. But," she turns towards Mumtaz, "you can see how effective my product is."
So you admit, huh? Well, that's great. And I'm gonna pull the butterfly knife that
Okay.
Clementine gave me.
Okay,
and
shit.
flick it in my wrist. Do like one of those flashy, like, ooh, I'm so fun kind of things. And I will say, in the chipped cup, you do business out there like everybody else. You don't do it in a back room because you're so scared someone will edge in on your competition that you have no sense of tradecraft at all. And I think the reality is the reason Saeeda knows this is that that's how bad they are at doing this kind of thing, right? And I
Okay.
think what is happening here is that I'm implying that even though the product may be very good, there are certain conventions to be followed, right? Like the chip cup is like where this kind of thing happens. Is it a bad idea for Bidrohi and Mumtaz to be making out in front of everybody and potentially like showing everyone what's going on? Yes, but that's what you do in this place.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you have to respect that.
So you're trying to invoke the rules. Yeah, I think it's
Yes.
an action roll again.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think it's standard effect, and your effect here will basically be okay. You can get Tamira to fuck off from this room at least. She's not going to stop following Mumtaz around, but she's not going to make her move here and now if you succeed.
I think that's all I'm looking for right now for standard effect is making sure that like if Tamira wants to make a move, it can happen like in front of everybody else. But I need to make sure that like Clementine's fine, and for that I need everybody to exit the room.
Yeah, so that's standard effect. And in fact, it'll probably be Mumtaz looking up Tamira later because, I mean, she did get a demonstration. That's some effective... Like, that's exactly the kind of thing you want when you're running a romance scam and you want the guy to go to sleep so you can steal all his money.
And, like, the fact is that, like, I can... I don't have anything personal against Tamira, right? Like, I mean, you do what you need to do, man. Like, it's just that, like, you can't fuck with Clem. That's not allowed.
Yeah. However, you are drawing out a weapon, so this is pushing it, but I'm still going to say risky. It's not necessarily desperate yet, but we're getting there now.
Sure, yeah. I feel like this is more command than sway, though.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm literally, like, pulling this knife out, right? I don't know if it's, like... And it's not a bluff. I will speak a lie. And it's possible that it's an outrageous, bold-faced lie, and it's possible that it's going to really get me in trouble. But I'm going to look straight at Tamira, and I'm going to say, more than one person has had their face very carefully peeled off their skull with this knife.
Okay. Sure.
And
you are delivering a menacing threat with a bold-faced lie. Yes, you can get a bonus dice for this. That's how your ability works.
This is increased effect.
Okay, so you're not going for bonus die, you're going for increased effect.
Unfortunately, like, the way that I wrote this was increased effect.
Good, so it's risky, great. And I think this will scare Tamira off of doing further business in this situation at all.
Oh, I was going to assist.
Can you? Aren't you unconscious?
Can I assist?
You can assist where you have a level 3 harm. Yeah, absolutely. You need help to take actions yourself. That's all the level 3 harm does.
Then you should do that.
How are you assisting?
That would be good. Because, I have one die in command.
Spending stress is basically all you can do with the level 3 harm, so...
Actually, I'm going to spend 4 XP, take another dot in command right now.
Okay, very good. And Clem, how are you assisting?
How am I assisting? I'm going to assist. So Clem is slumped by the wall, and they limply kind of... Let's drop some Clem lore. They're going to tug at Tamira's dress because, as you said, she needs somebody to hold her dress for her and say, I still... Don't you remember the vows we made to each other? I'm going to unbalance her.
Incredible. Okay. Yes, so that's an assistance die. Lastly, I have a devil's bargain for Saeeda, which I'm not sure if you want to take or not. But you have the ability to invoke the authorities of a place. and
Yes.
you do magic bullshit. You do like fate things. You can, if you wish,
Yeah.
invoke the supernatural authority of the chipped cup, and this will have effect.
Ooh. You know what? I mean, like, the answer to this is always yes, but also,
Uh-huh.
I love the idea of. So I've been thinking a lot about the Jean Le Carre books over like the last week, just randomly, and there is something so like different to the way those books are written in terms of like tradecraft and spying, as like something
Yeah.
like like a thriller novel, right? And I like the idea of a supernatural entity that is not about, or like one face is the show, right? Like one face is the chipped cup that's outside, and one face is the very like the work needs to get done, and sometimes that means you have to shoot somebody in the back. Sometimes it means you have to double cross somebody, and these are not like fancy things, right?
Yeah. What will happen here is that you are going to invoke basically the spirit of this place, and it is going to nudge fate. And you can get a bonus die. And I'm purposefully not revealing entirely what this means. 100%. I know that's not fair play, but I'm doing it.
No, I love it.
You can not take the bargain if you want. So.
No, I think I will take the bargain, and I'm looking forward to this being linked to Ixis also in some way, because I presume that this is again the kind of thing Ixis might do, might maybe. Pretend to do, might pretend not to do. Who knows? So risky, great. I will get 2 bonus dice, 1 from an assist and 1 from this bargain.
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled a 6.
Okay, you roll a 6, so you scare the hell out of Tamira, and she. I think with great effect here. It's not that she just like runs out of the room. It is that she realizes that you mean business, and she's going to do whatever the hell it is you tell her to do. So what do you tell her to do?
I'm still flicking this knife, and I know that I've successfully told a complete lie, so I better back it up, right? And so I will say, it's very simple. You want to sell Mumtaz your product. I'm sure she's interested. You do it out there like everybody else, and you do it in the way that everybody else does. And that's business. But if you want to fuck with Clementine of the Rising Moon School, you take it up with me.
Yeah. All right. She goes like, "That's understood. May I go?" And she's just like terrified of you.
Yeah, I will. I'm just gonna like wave towards the door with the knife in my hand, being like, get the fuck out of here.
So what's going to happen here is that she is going to fuck off. I don't think that you have necessarily negated this Mumtaz situation entirely, but you have, she's not going to act on it now. She's not going to act on it soon. She's going to be interested in her still, but basically the entanglement rules are no longer in effect. This is just now a narrative consequence that she has been introduced to Mumtaz. The other consequence is that Tamira is now scared of you. We can note that down somewhere. She's not afraid of Clem at all, but she is afraid of Saeeda. However, there's also a devil's bargain, and the fates turn slightly. So out in the main room, where Bidrohi and Mushfiq still are, there is a nudging of fate, something twists and turns, and the doors to the chipped cup open. As Bidrohi, you are waiting for your girlfriend, who is going to come back to you. You are going to have a good time. You're going to help her out with the scam. You're going to possibly move in together. It's all laid out in a plan. And then a woman enters. She steps into the chipped cup in shades of rose and gold, and she is the most beautiful woman in Uduasha, and she commands it utterly and absolutely. And the esteemed lady in shades of rose and gold, Uduasha's most beautiful, most mysterious and haunting celebrity, is in the room, and she's looking straight at Bidrohi.
It is the best thing that has ever happened.
2 thumbs up.
Bidrohi, I think this is one of those situations where we have an NPC that is badass enough that you need to roll a resistance roll. Normally this happens in combat if someone tries to shank you, but I think the lady is good enough at social manipulation that you're going to have to roll a resistance roll, not for her to steal your attention right now. Doesn't mean you fall in love with her, but she steals your attention unless you resist it.
No, I'm looking. Like Mumtaz is still in the bathroom. There's Mushfiq Bhai and Cherubino, and I mean, I have to be looking at something.
Yeah, and I think she is, Saeeda shifted the fates, but from her point of view, she's just here because she heard about a really interesting party at her favorite haunt, and she decided to check it out. She's obviously here with like a clique of people,
Mhm.
but she glides into the room accompanied by her clique of people,
Mhm.
and she heads over to Bidrohi and she just goes, "I'm sorry, you're in my seat. Would you mind terribly?" Because
Mm.
Bidrohi, you are in, it turns out, the VIP seat. It didn't matter before because no VIPs were here, but
But this is the
And-
most VIP.
But
Yeah.
we were here.
Mm. Is it like a love seat only big enough for two?
yes, it is. And so she says this, to be clear, somewhat flirtatiously. She's not telling you necessarily to give up. If you're bold enough to share the seat with her, so be it.
Mm. Now, if I was single,
Are
there
you
would
bold
be.
enough? Oh, I want to make clear that it is so interesting that, like, from Bidrohi's point of view, this is normal. But from our point of view, Bidrohi is genuinely like, this may be the most badass person he has ever seen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he's just
Yeah.
going to be like, casually, yo, this is
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. So if Bidrohi was single, this scene would play out differently. But
Yes.
Bidrohi is not single, and his girlfriend is emerging at any moment. So I think what he will do is say, "Oh, I am very sorry, your esteemed ladyship. I'm a huge fan, and I would never give offense. I would. Unfortunately, there are two of us, and there's one of you, and there's only two people who has room on this chair. So I will give it up to you, and I will make myself scarce." And he gives a bow
Mm-hmm.
and takes their
Okay.
drinks and starts heading away.
Okay, so you are giving the lady her space.
Yes.
Very good. I
Yeah.
don't think there's an action roll in backing off from her here. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It is the rational thing to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she glides down in her seat,
Mhm.
and she will relax and she will say, I think, "Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you again later." And because she is, great. She's a nice person. She's not a bully. It's just this is her seat, and it's kind of important because this is where people expect to find her. So
No, but is she genuinely like, and like, you can tell me to back off, but like, I'm just like,
Mhm.
so you suddenly being in her mind is so like familiar to me. Like, I presume that everybody in this room is like, oh my god, Bidrohi got to
Yeah.
speak more than 3
Yes.
sentences with her.
yeah, exactly. This is not a person you talk to or a person whose seat you continue to sit in when she enters the room, right? Because the
Yeah.
expected thing to do would be to run away the instant she steps in. So yeah,
Oh man, this is so good.
you have drawn a ton of attention. This is basically the consequence of all of this. And now all of the spies in the room who were previously like, yeah, it's annoying that our spy business got interrupted by this random party. Now they're suddenly interested in you.
Remind me, was Mumtaz about to leave the changing room?
Yes, she is about to come back.
Okay,
'Cause
then what I'm going to do,
Samir's been scared off. Yeah?
for multiple reasons, is say, your leadership, you will definitely be seeing me around. Maybe, and maybe you'll also be seeing Mumtaz. Come, it's you won't believe who's here.
Oh, you want
Yeah.
an introduction, do you?
Yeah, I'm going to, because it's like this. There's a really hot woman who I'm talking to while my girlfriend was away. We're all very drunk. It could get a bit awkward. So I think the best way to diffuse this is to, be like, no, I'm just going to introduce you to. It's all perfectly safe and natural.
Yeah.
Also,
absolutely.
she's in showbiz too. Maybe this is good for Mumtaz. I don't know.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
It is, and this is an action roll because an introduction to the late. I mean, this is. I don't even know who to compare it to, right? But this is like
Mhm.
introducing one of your friends to a mega celebrity and be like, you should collab sometime.
David
That's
Bowie.
the implication.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
it's David Bowie has just
Uh-huh.
turned up, and Bidrohi's like, hey, here's my girlfriend. You and David Bowie should hang out.
No, that's
Yeah.
not what I'm saying. I'm just saying this is my girlfriend. That's
know.
all I'm saying. Yeah.
But it still is an action roll.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was gonna say that I feel like if we did say that to David Bowie, he's nice enough to indulge.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not. I mean,
Yeah, and I think
but
the lady
everybody
herself
else
is
is going
nice
to be
enough
like,
to indulge.
including me, is going to be like, how dare you? That's David
Yeah.
Bowie. You don't get to talk
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah, I think the lady's personality is not such that she's like, "Pfft, I'm too good for you. It's just that everybody else thinks that she's too
Mhm.
good for you. So, Tree, I will let you decide this because you played the lady and you have a sense of how dangerous her reputation is. Is this risky or desperate?
Oh man, I think it's desperate. And I think the
Okay.
reason that it's desperate is that it's also that this personality that she has, where she's very nice, very like outwardly like pleasant, is a very studied facade.
Yes. To catch the listeners up, if you didn't follow season 1, the esteemed lady was in season 1 where she was portrayed by Tree, and she is a celebrity and one of Uduasha's greatest spies, and also, greatest celebrities. So that's her. It's basically like if David Bowie was also James Bond. That's her.
You say that, and then I'm like, wow, I want to watch that movie. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think anything could make David Bowie hotter, but I think being also James Bond.
James
Yes.
Bond
Yeah.
is a terrible spy.
Yes.
Fair. Anyway,
The
we
style,
were
though.
involved.
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
That's what makes him a good spy.
That's her. Your standard effect here is that you can get Mumtaz introduced to her, which will also be genuinely useful for her score and for her post-score safety. So we have a second
Mm.
Blades crew just doing its own thing here, and Mumtaz is part of that. And this is a huge asset to them. So
Yeah.
Nice. I don't think any of my special abilities come into play here. That's not an intimate relationship that I'm forming. I'm just, in fact, it's not. It's very, very much not an intimate relationship I'm forming. Could have a Dosbergen.
Okay.
I don't think you should take it, but falling irrevocably in love with the esteemed lady with shades of rose and gold seems appropriate.
Yeah,
But
that is a.
Yeah,
yeah. No, but that's explicitly what I'm avoiding.
Yeah, exactly. It is one of those that I would apply at any other time with her because that's just who she is. But I think. No, I can't think of one. I'm sorry. You can push yourself if you want, but I can't think of those bargain.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at 4 stress anyway. What's a little bit extra on top of that? Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a little bit extra.
Sorry, before you roll, is there something Mushfiq related here as a devil's bargain? Because I feel like maybe rather than pushing more on.
Okay, yes. Here's my devil's bargain. If you introduce Sherekatam and go like,
this is Sherekatam, sexiest man.
Yes.
You don't even let him finish.
Yeah, great. Good. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
This woman is love of my life. This man is love of my life. 2 separate kinds of love.
Okay, fine. You can invoke Sherekatam again and grow his legend.
Mushfiq bhai, would you like to assist with this?
Also?
Oh, why not?
Yeah, what's your assistance? Are you looking unusually well put together today?
I think I was picturing completely the opposite because, after a long trek out in the desert, I think,
and a hard game of Twister.
And a hard game of Twister. I mean, I think he's got his, like, what do you call it? I think it's just a real. But maybe we can say like it's Mushfiq a real mess, but but you could play it off as like just casually handsome. Like it's too cool to care. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You're spending a stress to be too cool to care. Fantastic.
Didn't we also establish that the lady is like secretly is surprisingly vulgar and like down to earth?
Yeah, no, she is. Like her public persona is very graceful and elegant, but she like is very vulgar and down to earth when like the cameras are off equivalent. So
this probably appeals to her personality.
Yeah.
All right.
I should just clarify that Mushfiq is definitely not too cool to care, but it might appear to someone
Yes.
that
Yes.
if they're here like this, it's because they're too cool to care, not because they're an actual mess.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Not because they're an actual mess. It's truly
Mhm.
the yeah. That's the
Okay.
story of my life. Yeah. Mhm.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's a 6.
6.
Yeah.
We love
Okay.
to roll 6.
What?
It's
I
almost
said we
exactly the
love to
same,
roll a 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
and it's the same rolls as well.
I have started a consequence clock called Sherikatam's Legend Grows.
Lovely. Mm. This is a bad
And
clock, to be clear. This is the
Yes.
kind of clock where okay, good. Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
In fact, I have clarified it. I have now renamed the clock. I will send it to you again. It is now called Sherikatam's Legend Grows. This is a bad
This
thing.
is the bad thing. Good, thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Listen.
Because he is, Sherikatam is now being put on the map by all sorts of people as a person of interest. So, and I will remind you, you have 2 wanted levels, one of which is entirely Mushfiq, was established a couple of sessions ago. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Excellent.
yeah.
All right.
Public enemy number 1.
So this is what happened, right? The baddest bitch in town rolled up saying, "Hey, are you going
Mhm.
to move? Are you going to make some room over there, or do I have to sit on you?" And then I was like, "Actually, I'm here with my girlfriend, who is here,
Yeah.
by the way. Also, here's my
Yeah.
best friend.
Yes.
Everything's
Yeah.
chill."
I think we should. This scene has been going on for quite a while,
Yes.
but I think what happens here to round off this party is that she is actually just going to like. She and her clique are just gonna kind of like join your party and hang out with you.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
this is beneficial for many reasons, and it's not like she goes like, "Oh, these are my best friends" or anything. But she is at your party, which is one of those with a celebrity like this. That's a big deal, and she's
David
gonna be
Bowie's at
here
my
and like have a
party,
good
man.
time.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Nothing bad happened in this party whatsoever.
Mhm.
Everyone
Very good.
had a great time. As far as I'm
Very
aware.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. And Saeeda and Clem, I think there's something to round off with you because I think Saeeda, you will have to. I don't know what you're doing with Clem. Are you administering some sort of antidote or just like letting them sleep it off? Or
Sometimes you party too hard, and then you need
Yeah.
to be taken home by your friend.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I have no experience with really like solving the poison problem. I can prevent it, but what am I going to do, right? But what I
Yeah.
do know is that we have a friend who does know Clem very well, and if there's anyone I would trust to help us with this kind of thing, it would be Aaron. So
Yes.
I think what I'm going to do is I will roughly slap Clem across the face and be like, get up, we're gonna get out of here. And like drag them out of the chipped cup and then get in a rickshaw or something. No, get in like a wax cab, right?
Mhm.
And go to Aaron and be like, this is your problem now. Please help.
Yes. Very good. So I think there's one more scene I want as an outcome of this. I don't want to linger too long, so Aaron will take Clem in and all, and Aaron will wake Clem up, which is not difficult. This is basically just a sedative that's like meant to put you to sleep, and then you like sleep for one night normally. So it's not that difficult to wake a person up with coffee or whatever. But what I want to see here is Saeeda and Clem discussing what the fuck just happened. So I want to make some room for that as Clem comes to their senses at Aaron's.
Yeah, I think
Clem, you wake up to see Saeeda.
I'm now getting drunk because I have. This is the problem. Okay, I think before I left, I would have like whoever was around, either Bidrohi or Mushfiq or maybe even Pilot, just been like, Clem's, I gotta go take care of this. Can't be here. It's on you, right? Like just like us. It'll be Mona, darling. I will tell Mona. Look, now you are the mother hen now.
Yeah. Very good. So
yeah, and like now I'm drinking with Aaron. Yeah. Awake, huh?
Can you turn down the light?
No, I can't, because this is the darkest it gets in here. You've been out for 3 years.
Did my bet on the rising moon pay off?
No, I'm the only one left, I'm afraid.
Fuck.
Bidrohi and Mushfiq, yeah, it was very embarrassing. They fell down a hole and then were drowned by banana beer.
Why the hell would you get enough banana beer to drown 2 men, one of which has a hook shot?
Oh, well, the fact is that Ketrisi banana beer is quite dangerous, and I think that Mushfiq and Bidrohi may have been impaired.
Sure. What actually happened?
What happened was that for some truly insane reason, and I expect this from someone like Bhejal, Bald Murad, Mushfiq and Bidrohi don't always make the best decisions. Even Moss sometimes had a lapse in judgment. Why would you? I think at some point you were kissing that woman, Tamira. Why were you doing that? She poisoned you using her lipstick, which I must admit was pretty impressive.
Don't you know, in all of the Pulp Fiction novels, the antidote is on their lips?
No. The poison is on the lips.
The antidote
Okay,
is on the teeth.
I see you're fucking with me now, which, yes, fine. But why would you do that when you know that she has it out for you? Like, I admit I don't know the details, but from what I understand, she definitely has it out for you, right?
You're telling me I can't kiss my wife?
I'm telling you that if your wife wants to murder you, then you should solve that problem, and kissing will not solve that problem. I may speak from experience. I also may be a bit drunk. Don't worry about it.
Uh-huh. I think we will see Aaron's shocked face at the "kissed my wife" phrase in the background, by the way, because he understands what this means, and he is very shocked by it.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not paying attention to him because he poured me my drink, and now he's doing whatever he's doing back there.
And this is something that he and Mushfiq could bond over. A mutual heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad Mushfiq didn't hear this.
I think actually his expression is more one of severe worry and fear. Like there's
non-ethical,
not a jealous
non-monogamic me.
Yeah.
You want Mushfiq to get another trauma?
Indeed, yes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I think that I am drunk enough now that I'm not being very no, we must seriously talk about this. But there is something even in being drunk and saying it in a way where almost being insistent about it is making up for the fact that I'm not necessarily being profound or complicated about it. So I will just say, but that was, you shouldn't do that, right? I mean, I will stab her if you need me to, and there was a second there where it seemed like I might have needed to, but can I help you somehow? Can we just figure out a way for you to not kiss this woman?
I didn't know you cared. But
You didn't.
Sit down. What do you mean you can't kiss your way out of this? I want to hear that story.
Okay, so, and then I'm gonna look back at Aaron and say, do you wanna sit? Because my neck's gonna kill me. So maybe
Yes.
25 years ago, right? And then I'm just gonna tell the story.
Yeah.
And it's possible I might even record the story as an extra because it would be very funny. But I will go off in this direction, right? And I'm happy to be deflected. I don't even necessarily know if Saeeda's I am being deflected, but I will permit it. She's just drunk. But I think what is happening here is just with when we were out in the Deathlands and Saeeda was saying, no, but you're one of us. Like, this is definitely Saeeda, like, understanding that, like, her and Bidrohi and Mushfiq are, like, knit together in a way that's almost like effortless. Like, I mean, we don't need to, not effortless, but like we don't need to talk about it. Like, we know why we're together. And I think Saeeda's like, okay, I got to really like bring Clem in somehow. And if it means talking about why kissing your way through problems doesn't work, Saeeda will make that sacrifice.
Okay, cool. Weirdly, I think there might be room for a healing role in this scene, partly because there's medical care, and also partly because Clem is getting emotional attention. So
Yes.
I'm just pointing that out. We're still in downtime.
Yeah, I have a level 2 harm, but it can't control my feet, so I don't need it. But I'm happy to take a stress to assist you in this healing role.
So Aaron has 2 because he's our expert. So I get +1 because he's my bestie.
Yep.
No.
Yes.
And +1 from Saeeda, so 4 dice.
Fantastic.
Very good.
Yep, 2. It's not too bad.
So 2 ticks.
Yeah. And I think I'll do it again.
Yeah,
as well.
I also think this healing roll like removes the poison entirely, FYI. So you no longer have any effects of that.
Fantastic. I do need to get rid of the level 2 and the level 1 harm.
Yep. So doing another healing roll makes sense. Talking to Saeeda, being fixed up.
Is it 2 or 3 for this one?
It's 3 for this one, because
3,
you're not getting Saeeda's assistance the second time, but I'm perfectly fine with applying Aaron. He's in the same scene, and that's 2 more ticks. So you have managed to heal the wounds you sustained in the desert, kinda. You have a level 1 harm still. But...
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Very good.
All right. Cool. So that's Clem's 2 downtime actions. Bidrohi has taken 2 downtime actions, and I
no
have
one else has taken any else.
Everyone's
Saeeda's taken 1.
Saeeda's taken 1. Yeah, and I have an opportunity for Mushfiq to take 1 actually, and maybe even for Bidrohi to take 1 for Mushfiq. And it's simply this, Mushfiq. You are among friends for the first time in a really long time. Like, the troop likes you, the crew likes you. I think it's a perfect opportunity to work on your trauma clock, actually, to just have a good time.
So, I was actually thinking of doing something along that line. So, I think the way I was picturing it was I've taken a few roles dealing with the past, but to do something that is looking forward to the future. And I was thinking that maybe, like, I think the idea that I had was to talk with someone. Maybe pursue Clem, Mushfiq's interest in Clem. So, I think it would make most sense to just talk to Zahir about this as his, long-term friend.
As his buddy, absolutely.
As a buddy. I think also, I mean, if Bidrohi was involved in this in some capacity, that would be funny. But,
yes.
What are we doing?
Talking to Zahir about Mushfiq's interest in Clem. So
I see.
Yeah, so the general angle being that for the first time in a long time, Mushfiq is actually he has people around him that he's enjoying being with. Right? Yeah. So I guess would Bidrohi like to be involved? I mean, of course he would. But how would Bidrohi be involved in this conversation about Mushfiq's love life?
Brunch. Hair of the dog that both bit us.
Okay.
Oh, between you and me, Sherekatam, it was a different dog biting me last night.
Oh.
Do you need to go to the hospital, Bidrohi?
No. Still limber.
Mm.
How was your night? Oh, hello, Zahir bhai.
Yeah. He is here at the party. Obviously, he is drinking something. He goes, I don't know what this is, but I like it. I think they said it's from Sunfall. We should go there sometime.
No.
I think Mushfiq's face turns a little dark. He doesn't know why Vance says no. I've been told not to go to Sunfall.
Oh,
So
really?
I think we're like framing this as like the party went on into day. Now it's brunch time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
is it the next day now?
We're
Okay.
still at the chip club.
Yeah, okay. You're
Oh,
still
sorry.
at the
You're
chip club.
having you still haven't left. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Some of us have left, and
It's
I'm
bottomless
back.
Well,
brunch.
I'm asleep. To be clear, I'm sleeping off my hangover.
Yeah.
But
I think what
Fair
happened. I think what's happened is we were there. We probably passed out. They started cleaning up around us, and then that woke us up again.
Yeah,
Mm.
and now you're having the hair of the
Yes,
dog.
very good.
Absolutely, sure.
Yeah.
So, Sahir is getting into the Sunfall stuff,
Mm.
and he goes, "Oh, really? Not to go there? Who told you that?"
Clem did. You met Clem, right? Is that here?
Oh yeah, Clem.
Yeah.
Clem's. Well traveled.
Waggling my eyebrows at Zahir Bhai.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He notices this, despite that he's drunk.
I think it makes more sense for Zahir maybe to ask or notice it than for Mushfiq to bring it up, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So he says like, "Oh, Clem, yeah, well traveled.
Mhm.
Good fighter. You two getting along?"
Oh yeah, I mean, I think because Mushfiq is slightly inebriated, his sort of let his guard down a bit. So I think he'll talk more freely, right? Like
the
I slide a
slightly
little bit.
inebriated.
Still slightly inebriated.
Oh, okay.
He slept most of it off. Now he's back.
Yeah.
Now he's having hair of the dog.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, that's good.
And he goes, "Oh yeah, I mean, talk about a fighter. Like,
Mhm.
wait,
Hmm.
so what does Bidrohi have to say?"
I'm going to slap Mushfiq at the thigh and say, Sherekatam, I noticed that. Okay, so I left and Mumtaz and I left, didn't see Clem, saw you. And now back in the morning, Clem is not gone, but you're back. What happened, huh? Because something must have happened. You are a man who takes opportunity by the throat.
I mean, actually, I don't know what happened. I was here in this room. Clem just went up for a bit, but I mean, whatever it was, I'm sure she's fine. I mean, Clem. I mean, they can take care of themselves,
I think Bidrohi blows a raspberry and gives it 2 thumbs down.
I think at this point, like Mushfiq's like talking to Zahir and goes something like, "Look, Bidrohi's got some idea in his head that like we're like Clem and I are interested in each other. That's ridiculous, right? Like, I mean, like, it doesn't mean anything when you dream about Clem, risking you from the fires of Ketris, in there, like, it's just carrying you away, like that, just 2 dreams like that doesn't mean anything, right, Zahir?"
It's just 2. That's not too many.
I think it's time for your roll to see how deep in denial you are.
I think Zahir and I are just looking at each other.
Okay, so you get a bonus dice from Sahir, and I guess you're consorting because you're just talking.
What's his love life like?
Oh, it's a 5.
Finally.
Yeah.
Was that 2 ticks?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's his love life like? I'm now picturing Bidrohi as Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
here, how's your sex life? Anyway.
We can't talk about it.
Yeah. I cannot tell you. It's confidential.
Yeah.
Can I spend my coin in my stash to turn that into a critical?
Yes, you may.
Oh my god.
Absolutely, you may. Please do,
How?
Clem. How are you doing this?
How does money help?
It's bottomless brunch, bitches.
Okay.
Would you like another
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clem apparently, while drunk, before the whole Tamira thing went down yesterday, paid for bottomless drunk.
Yeah, see,
brunch.
Clementine thought he was also going to be there in the morning and knew that he was going to be too drunk. So
Yes.
prepaid. This is the mark of an experienced party.
Fantastic. Okay, 2 things going on here. First, I think we're now in a position where Mushfiq may also indulge vice, because there's a lot of good food suddenly.
Yeah.
And 2, you finish the project. You erase one trauma.
I think, all right, to actually make this make sense in fiction, I think what I don't know if we have time for like a lengthy scene, but maybe we can just say that I think one of the things that's been troubling Mushfiq is his survivor skills.
Yeah.
And Zahir, I think, is someone to talk about. So we could skip ahead a little bit when he gets there, and maybe Zahir can just say something like Mushfiq's looking happier, and
Yeah.
and then Mushfiq, I think, would say something like, I think Mushfiq actually like sincerely looks at Zahir and goes like, is this all right? Like, is this all right? Like, is it okay? Because I do feel good, but like, I mean, is that okay? Is it okay to feel good again?
Brother, we're here. We're gonna do good things. Can't really do without feeling good, can you? I'm hungover now, but we're gonna get back into the action, and so's Clem. They're a good person. And way I see it, they're trying to be good to you. You should try to be good to yourself. You know? And he finishes his sunfall drink.
Sherikatam, why is it even a question that you can't feel good?
I think Mushfiq he's going to be sincere, right, for a change, and he goes because I was responsible for them, Bidrohi. They all died on my watch. Like I've blamed everyone for what happened there. I blamed it on bad luck. I blamed it on Omid and the Jazail cheese. But at the end of the day, they were my men, and it's my fault.
I think Bidrohi is just going to look at Mushfiq for a few seconds, and then he's just going to embrace Mushfiq hard. And then he's just going to say, Mushfiq bhai, I'm sorry that happened. I'm not going to tell you it's not your fault or whatever. I wasn't there, but you are alive. And you should live like you're alive. Because if all these people died, but the man who lived isn't living, then that's even sadder, isn't it? They wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that.
We can. I think Mushfiq will silently nod, and we can just see we can see the single teardrop falling from his eye.
And Zahir hugs you from behind. I'm hugging you from the front. Zahir's hugging you from behind.
Yeah.
I love you, man.
Murad comes in and joins the hug as well.
Yes.
He doesn't
Absolutely.
know what's going on.
Yeah, he just wants hugs. And I think there's this big group hug, and I think actually that's a very good place to end the session on, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Mushfiq is no longer haunted by.
Yeah.
I have one downtime action.
Okay.
It is a very nice place to end, but unfortunately, I think this is the epilogue. I just and it's just I have this book, right? And I think originally I was like, oh, it would be good to introduce Bidrohi to some of the more supernatural stuff, but I think maybe Saeeda won't do it yet. But I'm gonna start a long-term project, and I'm going to call it a new name. I haven't decided what this name is yet. The clock will probably the name of the clock will change when I figure out what it is. But and I think it should be 8 or 10 or 12 texts, however long you like. But basically, I'm starting on another project to give the Prince of Endings another name, and then maybe figure out what the hell is going on with this existing.
We already have that.
We already have a project to give a new name, yeah. So you can just do that. It hasn't been worked on yet, so yeah. Also, it's not an old thing. It started during this score.
Okay.
In fact, so
Yes, that makes sense. Okay.
Mhm.
In that case, I just want to work on that clock then.
Yep, by reading the book.
So I think it's just study.
Mhm.
So I'll just roll my study as a fortune.
Yeah, and we'll see what you find in this book. I guess the epilogue
So
we
6.
focus on is it's a 6, so it's
Yeah.
3 ticks towards the end of the beginning. The other name of the prince. I think the logical thing, and I don't know what's in this yet, and this is one of those things we maybe don't detail what's in it yet. But the logical
Sure,
thing, of
yeah.
course, is that you actually read the play that you performed when you awakened Salman,
Yes.
where
Yeah. Great.
where Moss was pulled away to live another lifetime. You read this, and I think the interesting thing that happens is that you finally understand what happened to Moss back then. Like, actually understand it.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I think.
Mhm.
I think that's an interesting place to end, at least for Saeeda, is how we how she finally kind of gets how fucked up Moss was by that entire experience. That's definitely interesting. Okay.
Yep. Good. We will wrap it up here and move on to our Patreon exclusive. To the rest of you, we will see you next time. Here close the doors to the house of endings. Those who dwell within are Zoheb, called Klow, Aadiyat, called Soap, Saumitri, called Tree, and Salty. I have been Prince, your host. Our city of Uduasha is based on Blades in the Dark by John Harper and Evil Hat Productions, with special thanks to Johnstone Metzger. Follow us on Twitter or support us on kofi.com/desperateattune. If you want to engage further with us, we also have a Patreon at patreon.com/desperateattune, where you will get our newsletter, extra content, and updates from Uduasha.
On the next episode of Desperate Attune, to speed up this process, I have asked Alqadar sir to bring visual aids. Alqadar sir, please show them the big pieces of paper. I can help hold them up against the wind. And we are essentially going to deliver a PowerPoint presentation.
PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, he has brought, absolutely, I'm with you, he has brought a flip note board.
I wanna just be clear that it's really good that nobody told Saeeda about the plan, because if they had, the PowerPoint presentation would have been featured.
Yes.